Hello everyone, this is Jennifer. So in this video we're going to talk about the third chapter, which is a conduct of the events under the subject principles of event management. So the first one, preparing an event schedule. So event management. So what do you mean by event management? It is the application of the project management to the creation and development of large-scale events such as festivals, concerts, parties, etc. Basically, it is nothing but managing an event which is on a large scale. So when you're starting up to prepare for an event, the first thing that you're supposed to do is to identify your target customers or audiences, devise the event concept according to that, plan your logistic, transportation, games, entertainment, etc., and also coordinate along with the technical aspect which you need for conducting the event. So all these needs to be considered. So when you're considering all this or studying all this is nothing but planning of an event. So the next one is mission statement. So mission statement is nothing but every organization will have their own mission statement on what they're supposed to achieve or summarize their purpose of their existence in the market. So the same way, event management should develop a mission or purpose statement that basically summarizes the purpose of the event, basically which tells how an event is planned and how it's going to be held successfully. The main aim of conducting the event, all that is nothing but the mission statement. Next one is narrowing down the aims of the event. The main mission statement will not specifically tell, so you need to narrow down your mission statement into different parts. So the narrowing down of mission statement would include, basically, for example, your main mission statement would be to provide an awareness or popularity about the sport activity. Then your narrowing aims of the event would be publicity, creating awareness, providing entertainment, fighting for a cause, fighting for a social awareness, corporate social responsibility, etc. Establishing objectives of the event. The objective of the events basically is developed based on the main aims of the event. So when an event management types out its objective, it's aims at a SMART objective. The SMART is nothing but specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and timed. So specific, the objective of the event needs to be very, very specific, which can be achieved. For example, it should be achieved within a single year, within 2 years, something like that, which is very specific in nature. Second is, and the objective of conducting an event should be measurable in nature. So your objective should not be beyond your limits of records or something like that, which is potentially achievable or which is potentially measurable in quantitative terms. Point 3, achievable. The mission statement should basically be possible, or the aim should be possible for a company to achieve. It should not be unreachable objectives. Point 4 is relevant. The mission statement should be clear, understanding, and we should be relevant to the event management company. Point 5 is timed. The organization basically should have a timeline to achieve the objectives of the company. And point 6 is challenging. An aim should always be challenging so that an improvement can be seen within the organization or event management companies. Event proposals. So event proposals are nothing but, so an event proposal is a document that will be written and submitted by the person providing professional event planning services. So by this document, an event planner will basically propose what he's planned out for the client. So if the proposal is successful enough, he can go ahead and executing the proposal. So an event success depends on mostly the event proposal. It acts as a foundation of a successful event. So an event proposal can be of different types. It can be of event venue proposal, telling about your venue, event media proposal, event security proposal, event sponsorship proposal, etc. So basically telling what will be executed in the later stage. So moving on to the next topic, which is organizing. So organizing is the second important function of an event manager after planning out about the event. So organizing is a function, whether it's small or large. It can be challenging. It is quite time consuming function. Every organizers are in charge of all the parts of the event, basically coordinate all the aspect and put it out or execute it on the event. So an event organizer cannot start to run an event without getting all the groundwork set out. The main functions performed by an event organizer are, first one is planning. So planning is nothing but meeting with the client and getting a firm idea of their requirements from the event. What are their aspects? What do they require? Or how well they want to organize the event? What are their ideas to be put up in the event? Second is your researching, identifying what all opportunities that you can have in an event, where all you can maximize your resources, where all you can have your own choices of selection, like your location, catering, equipment, where all you can reduce your cost but increase your optimum satisfaction. So researching about it and coming up with a detailed proposal for the event. Third is budgeting. So budgeting, basically agreeing with the client an appropriate budget or so and so finance is required to conduct the event and ensuring that it is effectively managed within the budget. So organizing also includes staffing, and basically it is committing and coordinating with the other staffs and conducting or executing the event in a much more successful manner. Next, moving on to our next topic, which is assigning responsibilities. So assigning every responsibility cannot be taken over by the event manager itself. So he will basically delegate the various responsibility in order to increase the efficiency or the success of the event. So when he assigns responsibility for the team members, it also diverts the success among the team members. So the productivity is enhanced when the responsibility assigned closely to the team members, which are team members' strength. So under that, the various points that one looks into is improves morale of the team. So when you're issuing responsibility to your team members, it gives a sense of ownership for them and they become invested in putting out the outcome of the events. This increases the efforts to basically improve or deliver good quality events. So they take up their responsibility to bring out a good event or a successful event. Point 2 is consideration. Team leaders may effectively delegate tasks but still encounter problems. There are difficulties which may arise because of the personal clashes or disciplinary matters or the limited budgets, etc. But the task manager can reduce all these barriers by holding regular meetings, conducting checkups, reporting to higher authorities about the projects, etc. So you basically consider everything. Point 3 is identify strength. Identifying the individual talents and abilities of the different staffs can help us assign the task accordingly, which may help the manager to take advantage of each team member's strength. Point 4 is provide adequate training. So once the manager gives up the responsibility, so the team members can shadow other members and see how they are working out and understand the specifics of their new roles and get feedbacks from their mentors or take up the responsibility more effectively due to the training or the monitoring program that happens within the team. Point 5 is match styles and personality. So while it is not always possible to match individual leadership styles of leaders with staff personalities, etc., so at that time basically you need to match up with your possible assignments or responsibility with their strength, so that they will not have future clashes or personal vengeance or something like that, wherein they need to first an event manager need to identify their effectiveness or ineffectiveness while working. Point 6 is encourage leadership development. Basically, an event or manager should always encourage leadership, or he should basically developing their capacity to coordinately work and improve their skills and talents, so that they grow within the company as a team member, and also they contribute towards themselves as an effective leader in the future by providing independent decision making, etc., or tackling different kinds of problems which may arise and contributing to different creative ideas. The next one is offer feedback. Provide regular feedback to the team members about their performance and keep a good communication skills with them. So last but not the least, it is assigning roles and responsibility to your team members by the event manager in order to perform the task on time, and which also leads to delegation of the responsibilities, like the team members may look into the catering services, etc., which may be hosted or taken care by the event manager itself. So moving on to our next topic is, so these are the various responsibilities, assigning of responsibility, which fetches a lot of advantages like this. So the next one is communication. So communication, what do you mean by communication? It is basically passing off the information from one person to another person. So communication can be upward communication or a downward communication. Many problems may arise in the events because of the lack of communication or not knowing what they are supposed to be done. So not understanding the responsibilities of the events. So proper communication always leads to a successful events. So communications basically are of 3 categories, which is communication prior to the event. So this kind of communication would basically include communication regarding the main objective of the event, obtaining tenders and quotations and other details, or planning out different things like marketing plan, sponsorship plan, media management, promotions, publicity, etc., or interaction and feedback with the audience. So the communication which happens prior to the event. Communication plan during the event. So this is a public communication plan which reflects a way of communicating with your people in your event. So basically it can be a public address system, or online guides, or an SMS updates to send updates and news to mobile phones, or basically your message boards, etc., which happens during the event. Or it can also happen between the staff or the services, emergency services or police, or between the staffs and the event managers, or between the staff and other people attending the event, in order to have a better coordination with the event. So the last one is post-event communication. It is basically communicating after the event getting over, or at the point of the ending of the event. Like it could be a thank you for your sponsors, or thank you for the volunteers who worked around, or handwritten notes or calls, or thanking or communicating thankful to the chief guest or the media partners or the entertainment partners or the knowledge partners, or giving a thankful note to the government for their smoothful guidance for conducting the event in the most successful manner, sending letters of gratitude to different people. It could be the post event communication. So our next part is preparing budgets for events. So before moving on to this topic, what is a budget? A budget is nothing but it is basically forecasting of the income and expenditure that the event will incur based on plans made or the information gathered. So basically preparing a budget prior to event happening, so that you will know what kind of expenditure that can happen or what kind of profit that could be gained out of the event. So under that you have your pre-budget consideration. So your pre-budget consideration would basically include understanding the objectives of, depending on the objectives of the client, you prepare a budget prior to your event. So which is a pre-budget consideration. Knowing the goals and objective of the organization, you prepare a budget before the event happens. So the budget preparation will mainly depend on different types of events that can be managed. The few categories of events are as follows. So first one is your business dinners. So these are the different kinds of events that can happen. Depending on that, your pre-budget, you will consider it. So the first one is business dinners, one of the most traditional business events it is. So basically celebrating the milestone of so many years together in an organization. The employees would come together up with the clients and have a dinner with them. That is nothing but business dinners. So golf tournament, it is an annual golf tournament or something like that, which basically increases a customer loyalty towards the employees or acquiring new customers to the organization. You're just having a golf event kind for the charity purpose or something. Third is networking events. So basically these events are conducted for basically making up a new contract or meeting up a new client or coming up with a new partnership or vendorship, etc. Next is product launches. So creating a buzz about the release of new product. So that is product launches. Next is award ceremonies, giving up awards for being the best employee or something like that. So for that you conduct and host an event to honor them. Next is holiday parties. So basically providing an opportunity to throw up a great party wherein you can invite your employees, clients, media members, etc. Next is customer appreciation parties. So the customer retention will always be a focus for every company, to have their loyal customers or to appreciate their loyal customers. To show up that, you host an event. The next is board meetings. So to show up the company's recent progress and discuss the future goals and strategies, you put up a prestigious meeting which is called as the board meetings. The next is happy hours. So in order to just stop your work, get back up from your work and get into a nice build up relationship with your company, you host a happy hour event, just going ahead with the happy hours with the company and the employees and the clients. Next is a seminars. So it is basically an educational event for managers or employees to get to know about different kinds of topics. Shareholders meeting, having a typical meeting or a quarterly annual meeting with the shareholders in order to discuss about the company's issues, which will be taken care by the executive level businesses. Next is charity functions. So charity events highlight basically the brand in a most positive way to the society. So at that time it attracts much media attention and allows you to get back to different causes and working for different causes. Next is press conferences. Use press conferences in order to get media talking about the new products, the new business launches, the new mergers or acquisitions. So having a press conference or a media conference in order to talk about your business. Next is trade shows. So trade shows basically promoting or positioning your brand as an industry leader. Next, the last one is VIP events. Make your best customers feel special by hosting a VIP events and sneaking peek into your new products or a special private sales which are for your customers. So next, moving on to the next topic is preparing the budget. Preparing the budget. So basically preparation of an outline of the organization's planned future activities, nothing but your budget. So when you're preparing a budget, you will consider your required funds or which needs to be taken care depending on your record available funds, so which are determined in your previous year. So you'll estimate your expected incomes, you'll estimate your expected expenses that is supposed to happen. You will revise and then come into a final budget. Have your clients approve your budget. Then your budget should also be flexible enough to change when it is overlooked during the planning process, and your budget should also consider the marketing conditions like inflation, deflation, etc. Your budget should also come and take consideration of the government rules and regulation into it. So most of the budgets will have required to project or track some of the following expenses, which are fixed expenses, which are very fixed irrespective of what's going to happen in the event. These are fixed in nature. Example could be your rentals, room rentals, the venue cost, etc. Variable expenses. So depending on how the event is going to happen, the expenses which are incurred are which is variable. Example could be your food, beverages, transportation, which vary according to the count of the audiences or participants in the event. The next is indirect expenses, which are basically overlooked. Indirect expenses would basically be needed during the course of the event. Example could be labor expenses for leveling the ground or sudden expenses which may happen. The hidden expenses, the next one, which irrespective of how carefully you prepare an event budget also, you will have expenses during that point of the time. So example could be cost of breakages or damages, etc. The last one is revenue. So basically how a event company is going to get its revenue. We are going on talking about the expenses, how a company is going to get its revenue. Revenue can be gained for an event management company through registration fees, sponsorship, ticket sales, advertising, monetary or in-kind donations, etc. Next is managing the budget. So the next one is managing your budget. Once after you prepare your budget, the budget needs to be closely managed and monitored. So you should always have a minimum balance in your budget or minimum balance maintained in the organization. Next is formulate general policies and procedures which are needed to achieve your objectives while providing internal control. Allow only the approved expenditures. Don't spend your money on everything. Third is keep an accurate written log of financial transaction. You should have a written records of all your incomes and your expenditures. The last is periodically and regularly compare your budget. So you should get to know your actual performance with the standard performance always. So the next is checklist. So checklist is nothing but having a list of items which needs to be considered, or keeping everything, all the points into consideration, which needs to be taken up as a reminder or which needs to be listed out. That is nothing but your checklist. Few of the expenses that needs to be budgeted are as follows, or that needs to be put up in your checklist, are as follows. The first is track site rental cost. So what is your rental fees for the event and function space, housekeeping, etc. should be monitored always. Estimating catering costs. What is your food and beverage charges, including your tips or the taxes which are accountable. Next is document transportation charges. This basically includes the coaches, event transfers, or any other related expenses which are involved or which basically deal with transportation of the audiences or customers or the events people or event staffs or event managers, etc. Next is ad decor expenses. So expenses for decors like your floral, tent rentals. So this is where you list those costs. Next is document entertainment and equipment fees. So basically the common expenses like your AV equipment, the speakers, etc., hiring of entertainers, etc. Next is summarize printing charges. So printing your booklets or banners or signage or invitation, name badges, etc. So that cost would come under printing charges. The next is line item for gifts. So basically providing gifts to your participants or the audience of come up for the competitions or who are come up as chief guests or etc. So the gifts item for the audiences or customers. The next is identifying activity expenses. So activity expenses, the various activities or the entertainment activities which are happening in the event like your tennis, spa, biking, other activities which needs to be separately costed for their fees and charges. The next is post other expenses. If an expense does not fall in any of the above categories of expenses, then the miscellaneous expenses will fall under your post other expenses, so which basically happens on the day of the event. So that is your post other expenses. Next, give yourself a contingency fund category. So contingency fund category is nothing but, so it is an emergency. So even if you plan out to the next optimum level also, there are emergency or contingencies which can happen on the day of the event. So this so hence a budget should always give up 20% of its finance to the contingency fund, so that if anything exceeds beyond your projected plans, that will be considered smoothly while conducting an event. Next is summarize projected expenses. As you build your event program, you will have a good projection of total expenses. So at that time you need to summarize it so that it gives an awareness of the event budget, so that there aren't any surprises later on. Then the last one is summarizes actual expenses. So what has happened beyond your projected expenses, that is what is your actual expenses. So you basically can compare your last summarize of projected expenses and actual expenses and get to know what has worked out or not, what has not worked out. So your next topic is computer aided event management. Computer aided event management is nothing but technology going along with event management. Basically nowadays technology brings out a lot of innovation and changes the way of thinking for event management. So combining or having technology along with event management is computer aided event management. So the various technology trends and innovation that have changed the way we think about event management are as follows. The first one is online registration. So technology has rapidly improved registering online, so enabling the attendees or participants to register online and make payments online itself. And it also helps us to easily send the registration forms or create invitations, etc. through online. The second is online reminders. Basically having an online reminder in your smartphones so that you can chart up your event, you can locate it in your map, and everything can be done through your mobiles. The third is promotion and publicity. So basically your social networking sites like Facebook, Twitter, etc. have enabled event promotions in a much more easier way, and so that you can easily reach out to your target audience around the world in a limited space of time. The next is live meetings and interactions. The barriers which have stopped down and the walls have fallen right now, because you just have a live meetings and interaction which have been enabled through the technology, through your video conferences, etc. So planners and event managers are going all around to accommodate their eager attendees wherever they may be. The next is achieve strategic event goals. So the way we see it, technology is just meant to serve you, not the other way around. That's why we focus mainly on integrating your chosen event technologies into your live events, trainings, entertainments, networking, etc. Basically achieving your target strategic event goals with much more time efficient way. Next is create powerful brand connections. So when you have a better technology oriented event managers, it gives you all a better share of information, better conversation, engaging with the big brands with entertainment and education tomorrow, which may act as a brand ambassadors. Next is market on a global scale. You're just not catering to your geographical resistance, but also you can cater to the global world. Next is cost reduction. So the more efficient a technology becomes in an organization, the cost reduces ultimately, because the job can get much faster with a growing technology expertise. The next is database collections. Comprehensive data is worth more than anything in today's market. It is more than a diamonds in today's market. So collection of data is much easier when you have a database collection through your online or technology or through your softwares, so that you will get to know everything about you, right from information about the audience to having a budget in your computers. Next is improve ROI. ROI is nothing but your return on investment. So basically it helps us to improve your return on investment, because you have a better technology, you have a better coordination, you have a better implementation of what needs to happen, you have you can work efficiently with lesser time, and hence it ultimately increases your higher profits. The next is better outreach. You can reach globally to any audience irrespective of the geographical resistance or geographical restrictions. Next is recall factor. So basically coming up or recalling on the websites of what has happened improving with your pictures and images will basically create an impact of what has happened, and it helps your audience in tweeting or taking pictures and posting it on different social media sites. Next is inviting critics. So basically having a good feedback about your events through online procedures itself, likes and dislikes and comments for a long-term well-being. So recalling factors and inviting critics both are interlinked. The last one is creativity, so which is down there. So creativity basically helps when you have more computer aided, you can have better innovation and creation, which is coming up as an ingredient for your future event happening. The next one is roles and responsibilities of event managers. So an event manager is a key person who helps us in the successful completion of an event. He plays a vital role in deciding the various teams who are involved in the accomplishment of the proposed event. So the various responsibilities of an event manager are: the first one is select volunteers and form committees. So every responsibility cannot be taken up by him. So he will basically select volunteers, delegate responsibilities to them. and will basically monitor them and complete the task. So constantly they'll be checked and what they were supposed to do and what they have achieved. This helps basically in knowing out the deviation in whatever plan that he is framed out. The second one, framed out, so basically he has the sole authority to select volunteers and form committees. The second one is decide objective and themes. Every event manager should decide on the goals and themes for the entire event. They basically will structure the brainstorming sessions for the entire team. The goal will be clearly explained to each and every person who is involved in the team, and what is expected to be done to achieve your goals also will be planned out accordingly. The third one is research audience. Before any event is decided, a detailed research needs to be conducted on knowing about the age group, gender, taste, fashion, religion, etc. about your target audience, so that every event will have its main focus on target audience, and the success will completely depend upon the target's audience satisfaction. Point 4, create event names and logo. So a meaningful logo should be developed in order to convey the theme of the event. The logo should also help the company to build up the brand of the event. Logo and name for the event should be easily remembered by the audience. Point 5, choose evaluation methods. At the time of deciding the event, the objective for the event manager should decide the evaluation criteria and methods for determining the success of the event. So this basically should communicate it to all the team members in the conduct of the event. So how basically you're going to evaluate your event. So the next is outline budget. Every team should decide upon the various activities they are planning for the proposed event and the resources required for the event of their respective activities. After collecting individual budget, event manager should consolidate all of that and prepare a master budget. Every rupee needs to be used only for the completion of the job. So while preparing the budget itself, realistic assumptions should be made, and the expenses and the outcome of revenue should be analyzed. The budget should include the payment for the resource person, their transportation, etc. And also it should tell us about the revenue generated or the profits that can be gained from the event. So everything it should outline. So event manager should outline the budget, what exactly needs to happen, what exact revenue that an event is going to pull up, or what expenses that it will incur in the conduct of the event. So budget is mainly prepared by the event manager. The next one is contact potential sponsors. So after outlining budget, you're contacting your potential sponsors so that the spending capacity can be strengthened much better, so that the sponsorship can benefit for them in conducting the event in a much more fruitful manner. So sponsors are nothing but who are going to financially help to conduct the event. The next is visit and select sites. A good venue, depending on the theme, and also on the various facilities available, and depending on your budget, you will select your venue to basically execute your event. Next is diagram sites. Once the venue is selected and confirmed, so the company should go ahead with the negotiations with the owner about the venue. Once the venue is finalized, the total area of the venue should be divided into various activities that will be conducted. Next is make signs. After finalizing the areas for each activity, a signboard should be designed explaining various activities planned in the venue. Plan publicity, and when you're giving out such signboards, signs should basically facilitate the participants to find the sequence of the event. Next is planned publicity campaigns. So basically giving a publicity about what is going to happen in your event. So giving going ahead as a campaigning for giving a publicity about the event. Now next one is contact media. So a company can take help of different medias depending upon their need. So basically it could include the online social networking sites. So online social networking sites, or it can include the normal newspapers, etc., to basically publicize your particular events. So whether the media selection should happen based on whether the company is planning to publicize the event nationally or locally or internationally. Next is design registration. Design registration. After confirming all the preliminary work which is systematically done, then you should start up to design your registration, whether it's going to be an online registration or an offline registration, whether you're going to use technology for your online registration. Next is schedule rehearsals. So before that it is audition and select performance. So basically an event manager should also select performances like dance, event, and etc. Dance, music, entertainment events, performances, so that it will happen in the much more satisfying way. Next is scheduled rehearsals. So basically having a good rehearsal before executing the plan into realistic. Next is draft menu. The food menu should be prepared for the event based on the master schedule prepared for the event. So depending on the food habit or the time or location of the event, the food menu needs to be prepared. Next is food menu needs to be drafted and depending on their customers' choices also. The next is negotiate with caterers. So once the menu is decided, having a quotation with your different caterers so that you can reduce your cost but increase your quality at the same time. The next is choosing your serving style. So caterers should be told whether the food should be served while the activity is on, or is it to be served during a designated break timings. So either the food should be served while the activity is going ahead with different kinds of customers just going and having food, or it should be given during the break timings, which is a designated break timings. Next is shop for supplies. All the required materials should be purchased and kept ready before the event. So next is prepare food on the designated day. The execution team should ensure that every activity is done with a lot of commitment. Food should be prepared as scheduled and earlier. Next is actual execution. That is the real day wherein all participants are waiting with the right spirit, and it should start always with the right spirit and end with a right note and a good note. Every participant should be considered and it should have motivation or a new experience for every customer, or it should provide a learning platform for every audience. The next is clean up and close up. After the completion of the venue, after the completion of the program, the venue should be cleared. Before clearing the venue, the management team should ensure that the venue is cleaned up. The last one is meeting for evaluations or meet up for evaluation, just coming up with your evaluations or appraisals which will enable them to plan out a better one or getting an appreciation for the events that has happened. So basically having a thank you message or something. Thank you everyone.